What's up, guys? Today we are going to be taking a look at Earthrise Prowl and Ironhide. First, we're going to take a quick look at the box art. This is the Earthrise box art for this set. Here's the side, the other side, warnings and stuff on the bottom, the top, and the product shots on the back. Pretty cool looking box. So let's take a look at the bots. So let's take a quick look at the bots now, and this is the first one. This we have Prowl. Prowl's got a nice looking head sculpt. Overall, very G1-y Prowl. He looks pretty good. He's got all the usual War for Cybertron articulation, heads on a ball joint. He can do all of these wonderful things. He can do the splits. He has the ankle rotation. He has all of that. Let's take a quick look at Ironhide now, and I'll show you a little more of that. Ironhide is also a good looking sculpt. Very G1, very accurate to the cartoon for the most part. Let me take his shield off here. He also has a head that's on, I think, a ball joint. It turns better than it goes up and down, but it does wiggle a little bit. He's got shoulder, can actually go all the way up to there. 360 there. He's got a rotation right there. He's got 90 at the elbow. You can swivel his wrist. No hand articulation though. He can go out to there. He can go back to here and forward to here. He's got about 90 at the knee. And like all of the other ones, he does have the ankle tilt as well. So they both pretty much have the same articulation. Both very nice looking figures, very posable. So let's get down to comparisons, and I'll show you these with a few others. Okay, so with Ironhide, here he is with Classics Ironhide, which I would say he's a far superior toy than the Classics version. And here he is with the Decius Army Drone, which is the Siege Ironhide mold. So you can see they are about the same size, very similar head sculpts. And they do reuse some of the Siege things, like the arms are the same, and you know, some of the other panels. It's a slight remold, but they are very similar. And then with Prowl, let's look at some of his mold mates. Smokescreen and Blue Streak. All pretty much the same, but it's a pretty cool mold actually. One difference he has to the others is he does not have the little shoulder cannons that the other ones do, but he's still a pretty cool looking guy. Okay, as far as transformation, Ironhide's transformation is pretty much just like the Siege version with a couple little differences. Just pop him out here. Basically, you're going to start by popping this back panel, well, pop his head up in the back panel back. Then you're going to rotate, actually you're going to open this, pop his head down in there, rotate this upper section, and pull his arms out of the way at the same time. Then I usually keep his arms back there, open up these lower panels on the legs, and tab the legs together, like so. Then, with those panels still open, we're going to take these arms, bring them in together. They tab together right here. They're going to sit right inside this part, and then this will tab together right here, leaving that open. This will pop back up and attach right there. Then these panels will swing forward from the legs and attach right there. Then you're going to take his shield, push this panel down, and open up the little side panels as far as they will go, because that makes it easier to put them together. And then you're going to take the whole thing and peg it in like this. Hopefully. It doesn't always go together super well, especially if if the shoulders are not lined up properly, which is a pretty easy thing to do. But you're going to push those down, push this in, make sure that's back there enough, and there you go. There he is in van mode. It looks really cool 3/4 of the way around, and then there's just some feet sticking out the back for no reason at all. But overall, still not too bad, and you can store the weapon in this mode right here. And there you have Ironhide in his vehicle mode. Alright, next we're going to transform Prowl, and bear with me, I'm not the best at this one, but we're going to start with untabbing his arms like that and pulling this midsection up. Then we're going to rotate the bottom like that. We're going to pop a piece off. That happens sometimes with these, but you rotate both of those up like that. Rotate the heel in like that. Then you take the entire leg and just collapse it forward like this. We're going to try to keep that out of the way while we're doing that. And then as the lower leg essentially eats the upper leg, this is what it winds up looking like. We're almost there. They don't always like to go all the way into position. Okay, there's the lower half. Then we're just going to take the upper part. We're going to straighten this out, push this little flap up tight to where it will tab into the hood like that. Then we just take the arms, make them straight, fold them down like this. Then you're going to bring them straight down like that. Make sure they're turned flat with this little tab facing out. And then you're going to tab them into the doors by this little tab right here. And then the doors will snap into the side once they're tabbed in. If you ever get them tabbed in, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. That's for sure. And it still kind of tries to pop apart. But once you get it, there it is. That is what it looks like. That is Prowl in his vehicle mode. He does have visible head syndrome pretty bad from the bottom, but from the top, I think he's a pretty decent looking figure. For some comparisons, let's take a look at Ironhide again. We'll compare him to the Siege Ironhide mold. That's the DCS Army clone. And also the Classics Ironhide mold. Once again, I think he's definitely one of the best of the three. Then with Prowl, here's Prowl with his mold mates once again, and shows their weapon storage here. Once again, he doesn't have the little ones, but he does have the spots for the little guns. He just doesn't come with them. So for final thoughts, I think this is a pretty good set. I think that the molds have been used before and all the other ones have been good too, so it's not really a surprise. But being able to add Prowl and Ironhide to the collection is good, since those are both big characters in the comic book themselves and in this show. But overall, I would say I'm pretty happy with them. I know these are really kind of hard to find and hard to pick up nowadays, but they are available for outrageous prices on Amazon, and in every once in a while you can get lucky and find them other places too. But either way, I'm pretty glad to have them, pretty glad to be adding them to the collection. So like this video, subscribe. I will show you more of my collection in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.